What's been going on back here with this attorney Spirit of Justice? Where? We just finished the case that made me angrier than any video game has made me ever. We got through it. I haven't burst any blood vessels to my knowledge. I think I'm gonna be alright. I'm very sorry again. One thing I will say, just while it's on my mind about what I was saying previous about how this game is just like relentlessly bleak, it's not quite too bleak as to completely ruin it, I wouldn't say. I think that would be an exaggeration, because I've played a game that was just so frequently and relentlessly and repeatedly and repetitively grim and gruesome and sad. And I know this is different from that because, and they're exercising at least some restraint, because when I played that game, I no longer found it sad after like the second awful thing happened. I just started finding it really funny because I was like, this is just like, everything's going so so horrifically wrong that it's comedic. And so they are, when I said that this game doesn't do as good a job at balancing comedy and tragedy as some of the other games, it's still doing it well enough that I'm not completely uninvested like I was with other game. I don't know why I'm calling it the other game. Last of Us 2 is the one I'm talking about. That's how I felt when playing The Last of Us 2. Is like, I was like, it started out and I was like, oh, that's upsetting. And then like, hour 3, I was like, that's pretty funny. I didn't think it could get worse. And that's basically how I remained for the rest of the game. Because I was like, how is it possible that things got worse? The odds of this are so astronomical that this is becoming science fiction by the second. And I'm not at that point with this game. I think this game is... my emotions are running high and not always in the nicest direction. That's still, at least the game is making me feel something. Whereas by the end of The Last of Us 2, I was just like, okay, I guess it's over. The bad things stopped happening somewhat. And there's credits rolling, so. But anyway, we are going to save our save file anyway. We're going to save our file, start episode 6, which is going to be Turnabout. We're about to find out. Oh, it just picks up right from here, I see. May 17th, District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. It's now been like 3 or 4 cases since we've seen Rafa at all, or indeed had a seance from her, so I assume that has to come into play in some big way, that it's going to pay off in some big way, her whole arc of slowly realizing that her father's kind of full of shite in the final case here, but time will tell. What do you mean Miss Faye is still being held hostage, and who's this mastermind? Politician Wimperson was nothing more than a puppet. His benefactor was the one pulling the strings. I have no idea who they are. So all we know is it's the person who he was trying to give the orb to. Right, he was just following orders. Whoever it is, they seem to really want to get their hands on the orb. So then Miss Faye's abduction is the work of this so-called benefactor too. Right again. Whoever they are, they're in Khura'In, along with Maya. I wonder who they could be. Right, this Maya, the spirit medium you've been talking about. She wouldn't happen to be that bun-haired young lady you defended back in Khura'In? That's her. Why do you ask? I see. I think I know what's going on here. I've got good news for you, Wright. Maya's somewhere safe, that much I'm sure of. He said that in the last case. Is everything alright with Miss Faye? She's safe, for now. He knows! Don't worry, we just said that. Maya's somewhere safe, that much I'm sure of. I'm afraid you've lost me? So that's what the little snots patron is. It's all starting to make sense. That fool has no idea I'm here in the States with you all. Dirk, you mind filling us in? Phoenix's phone? No caller ID. I wonder who's calling. Hello? Mr. Phoenix Wright, yes? Should I just do Inga's voice? Well, the sound makes it sound like it's being modulated.
Mr. Phoenix Wright, yes. Let me start by thanking you for taking such good care of my subordinate.
Who is this?
I believe you know me as Miss Artisan's benefactor.
Sounds like they're using a voice changer or something to disguise themselves. Where's Maya? Is she safe?
I had my ears on today's proceedings. What a shock it was, yet the key to solving the orb's riddle is a spirit medium. I admit, I did not see that coming.
Wait, did they plant a listening device in here somehow?
Nevertheless, I don't think for a minute that it would guarantee Maya Faye's safety. She is not the only medium within my reach, you see.
You are my hair on Maya's head, and you'll have to answer to me!
Right, give it here a sec.
Wait!
Hey there, how's it going, stranger? Who is this? Why, it's a friendly neighborhood dragon. I just happened to be in the U.S. on a little trip. Minister of Justice Inga Khura'In.
Inga! What? Maya's kidnapper... is Khura'In's Minister of Justice?
Dirk, is that you dirty turncoat?
Oh, he's just stopped using the modulator now.
Dirk, is that you dirty turncoat? What in blazes is going on here?
Oh, you know, just popped over to the States for a little R&R. But enough about me, Inga. That was a poor excuse for a bluff you pulled just now. We both know your threats are as empty as your head. You can't lay a hand on my Faye, and I do mean that literally.
Ah,
What is he talking about?
You kiss your chances of getting the orb goodbye.
my Faye ain't my only, how shall I say, insurance, Dirk.
What?
I've got someone dear to you right in the palm of my hand, see?
Nayuta.
That one, well, you can imagine what kinds of things I could do, right? Glad you're seeing things my way. Meet me at Amara's tomb tomorrow, 3 p.m. sharp, and you better come alone, got it? If all goes well, the orb is all you'll need to get my Faye back.
Dirk, what's going on?
You heard him. I have to get back to Khura'In at once.
What? Why?
No time to explain.
But are you even going to make it? What if there are no seats left on the next flight? Plus, you're a wanted man. They're not going to just let you get on a plane. Let me worry about that, Mr. Justice. Let me worry about that, Mr. Justice. Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth? Yeah, what were you doing in Khura'In, by the way? What are you doing here? Taking care of the hostage situation. Oh, now that you mention it, Pearl did say that she saw you around in Khura'In Village. I had him look into a few things while I was on my way back from Khura'In, including Maya's situation, of course. I was astonished to hear she was still in Khura'In earlier, but it explained why I found no connection between her and Mr. Atishan. Sorry to interrupt, but going back to the plane situation? I've taken the liberty of chartering one for us. It's ready to take off at any time, and I will do what's necessary to hide the fact that Dirk Sadmati is on board. Wow. Must be nice to be Chief Prosecutor. Must be nice to say this in full earshot of these guards. Right, we have no time to lose. We must head for Khura'In at once. Right. I'm going too. After all, you're bound to need my help. No fair, I want to go too. This isn't a vacation, Trucy. Besides, I'll need you to hold down the fort. Daddy! Guess I should also only bring what's necessary. Sorry, Trucy, but would you mind holding on to this stuff for me? Unnecessary evidence foisted onto Trucy. My apologies, Trucy. I think probably it's best only the lawyers go here. You've proven yourself time and again, but we're already risking ourselves pretty seriously by going anywhere near that country. So at least if we all die, you can tell our story and get some justice for us. Set things right. Right. So we've got all the same faces and names as the prior case. Only it's interesting about that Atishan and Army Buff are still hanging around in the book. Linga Karkul is here. Minister of Justice in the Kingdom is second in command. Oh, sorry, no, we just haven't taken away the evidence yet. Fine, but you better bring me back something besides just more evidence. Oh, there we go, now it's gone. Sorry, now Army and Petition are gone out of here. That makes more sense. The only evidence we're left with is the photo of Apollo's father, which hasn't yet come into play, and then the Founder's Orb. Oh, good. Starting nice and clean. We'll bring you back one of those Magatama mans, whatever they're called.
Excellent. Now let us make haste. To Khura'In!
Let's go indeed! I figured it'd have to end in Khura'In. And that's how our sudden trip to the Kingdom of Khura'In began. I never imagined I'd return to the country of my youth under such circumstances, though. Why would you have any reason to imagine that? This is ridiculous, all of it. Outstandingly unpredictable. Oh man, that was a fast flight! May 18th, 2:30 p.m. Temple. Better not harm Albie either. He's my little buddy. That was a long flight. It's already 2:30 in the afternoon. Talk about cutting it close. Yeah, no kidding. Thank God he didn't have to row back. Kingdom of Khura'In. There's no time to reminisce, but I gotta say, this place sure brings back memories. Hurry up, Apollo! Right behind you!
Moro's tomb is located in the courtyard of Garan Palace. Should have just enough time to get there.
They asked you to come alone, though, right? Let's sprint there! Think you can keep up, Apollo? Sure, no sweat. You too. I'll contact the royal family and the local police and inform them of your arrival. Thanks, Edgeworth. Okay, right. Apollo! I'm sure this place brings back some memories, but do you think I can reminisce later? The time's running out. You're right. We have to find Miss Faye before it's too late. Right. But look, check it! I'm an attorney. Apollo! Don't go showing me stuff for no reason! We have to find Miss Faye before it's too late! Alright. Hey, let's talk. What should we do you think? I know you you probably want to reminisce and all, but there's no time for that right now. You're right. We gotta get to Amara's tomb where Miss Faye is being held captive. Sorry, Athena. I'm just annoying the hell out of Athena. All right, to the palace we go. I guess we're just gonna hang out inside the palace, and he's just gonna go out to Amara's tomb himself. So it seems a decent guess that where this is headed is something bad's gonna happen in the tomb. Hopefully it's not that Dirk's gonna get killed. I assume it's gonna be more like someone else is gonna die, like the queen is gonna get assassinated then, and Dirk's gonna be pinned on Dirk, and that's partly why Karkul wants him here. Nothing good's gonna happen anyway, and of course we would lose the founders up at that point. So I was quite far off in the past few episodes when I was assuming solving the riddle of burning the orb was what granted you spiritual power. What you have to... Right. Okay, now I see... Now that I'm thinking about it in hindsight, what they're saying is that the Holy Mother will grant spiritual power, not just like through the orb as a conduit, but she'll literally like be there and she'll blast you with it. And to do that, you would have to channel her. I see what they're saying. And we just kind of thought back on that and figured it out. May 18th, 2:45 p.m., Khura'In Palace, Royal Residence. Took us 50 minutes to sprint here. I wasn't made for all the running and climbing and near drowning I've done this week. It's 2:45. Only 15 minutes left.
See that cylindrical building rising in the distance? That's Amara's tomb.
I wouldn't exactly say it's cylindrical, but I think this is the one you're talking about. The wedding cake-looking building. Amara. Wasn't that the previous queen? The one who was assassinated? Pretty big tomb.
Yes, and I'm the one they pinned it on.
It'll take a few minutes to get to the tomb from here. Wait, it looks like it would take 30 seconds. So, you have returned, barbed head. I've seen her before in the news. If I remember correctly, this is the Crown Princess Raifa Padma Khura'In? What are you people doing here? This is the royal residence. Commoners are not allowed entry without permission. A prosecutor from the States should have already called and requested permission for us to enter. As to why we're here, your benevolence. Have you seen Mr. Inga? If you seek my father, I just saw him heading toward Amara's tomb. Was he with anyone? Like some shady-looking underlings or something? No, he was alone. Why do you ask? Looks like she has no idea about Miss Faye's abduction. I hear that! I think we have company! Armed company.
Bow down before her glory! Her Eminence Queen Khura'In, Grand Princess of Khura'In, approaches!
Huh? Khura'In? It's...
Queen Khura'In!
Guards. Surround Amara's tomb at once. It's so cool that they all have Magatamas on their outfits. Surround the tomb. Wait, does she get arrest Inga? And also, how's she gonna take Dirk being here?
Yes, your eminence!
I mean, it's surrounded all right. What's she doing? Is she gonna help us? Excuse me, your eminence. So, our barbed-head lawyer returns. May we presume you are here for Maya Faye, the spirit medium who has been abducted?
Yes, you may.
Allow us to apologize for the criminal actions of our husband. Oh, no need to apologize for him. Honestly, Inga, abducting a guest in our country, how could you? Father, abducted someone? Your Eminence, what about those soldiers over there? They are the Khura'In Royal Guard, soldiers who serve the crown and no other. Royal Guard? They are an elite force selected from only the most loyal and outstanding of our subjects. Right, if you had given me 10 guesses to guess what would happen when we got over here, I would not have guessed that Queen Khura'In would have already figured it out. And why have you ordered them to surround the tomb? The police will not come if it is my husband who is committing the crime. We shall have to storm the tomb and take Minister Inga into custody ourselves. What? You mean...
Khura'In! No, his hostage is in there!
Dirk, how dare you set foot in the palace? Have you come to turn yourself in?
Listen, we need to call a truce for now.
Khura'In Royal Guard, seize this traitor of the crown!
As you wish, your eminence! Resist and you die!
These guys are the best. Wait a second!
Hold it! Slow down there, Khura'In. I'm here to conduct a hostage exchange. And if you take me in now, Maya Faye is as good as dead.
A hostage exchange? And why would he choose to do such a thing with you?
We can talk about that later. Right now, I need to get in there before it's too late. If I can't resolve this in 20 minutes, you can storm the palace. Now then, if you'll excuse me.
I'm astonished that worked!
Dirk, wait!
Guards, allow the insurgent Urga'id to pass.
Barbhead, you have some explaining to do.
Right, well, while we're waiting here, Apollo, why don't you explain the situation?
What? Me? Leave nothing out, Hornhead, or I'll dehorn you while you're where you stand.
Hornhead? She doesn't waste any time coming up with nicknames. And what's with the attitude? Her father's the one who abducted Miss Faye. Yeah, she's always like that. I'll explain in a minute. I just wanna... This is a nice little statue here. And look at the footprints and all kinds of interesting stuff. This is no time to be looking around. Not until Dirk gets back. Very well. Well, firstly, you gotta understand, I am an attorney.
Hornhead! Stop wasting time and explain what's going on, now! And make it quick, or I'll yank those horns right off your head!
Leave his hair alone, everyone. How about we keep our hands to ourselves and I'll explain everything? Guess I better start talking. Anyway, see you later.
Where do you think you're going?
Right, we're supposed to wait for Dirk to return. Couldn't help myself. Your benevolence? You saw your father heading toward the tomb?
I did. I was over there on the veranda, deep in thought, when I saw him hurrying toward the tomb. I'd say it was about 10 minutes ago.
How was he rushing? Maybe he was worried he'd be late? Did you see anyone else heading for the tomb? Hang on a minute. Is it my imagination or did Queen Khura'In refer to herself as us earlier? As though she were being channeled by someone. Or maybe she always did that. We assume he was rushing because... I'm gonna guess Ingo was rushing because he just killed someone that he shouldn't have. Hence the dirty footprints and everything. I was just trying to figure out who he might have killed. And the only one I could come up with was Queen Khura'In, and then now she's being channeled. In theory, you can channel someone and they wouldn't even necessarily know, right? Because if they were like asleep when they died, they sense no gap in time from when they died to then. So it would be like they were asleep and then just woke up somewhere else. And they'd be like, that was weird, and they wouldn't even know they were dead. Anyway, did you see anyone else heading for the tomb?
I saw no one else after he entered. I told you that like 10 seconds ago.
No, she said he went there alone. She didn't say no one else entered at that point. So Minister Inga and Miss Faye are the only ones in there besides Dirk? How do you know Miss Faye is even in there? Who knows, but I wouldn't be surprised if he had a minute or two with him. Dirk, I sure hope he's alright. She is gonna have a bad time with this whole case, I fear.
Did my ears deceive me, or did I hear talk of my father abducting someone?
Oh, you heard right. He abducted Maya Faye, and...
Insolent fool! Pardon my rudeness! A gentle soul such as my father could not possibly have committed such a crime!
Gentle? You think he's gentle? I'm afraid it's true, Your Benevolence. He's holed up in that tomb as we speak.
Really? I find this difficult to believe.
Why would he do such a thing? It's only been 5 minutes. It feels like an eternity. Patience, Apollo, patience. May 18th, 3:20 p.m. Well, I wish you'd asked for a little more time, Dirk. Maybe, no, probably that amount of time was just enough to try negotiations. And at that point, if you weren't going to get anywhere, then probably you want them to come in because they probably killed you. May 18th, 3:20 p.m., Garon Palace, Royal Residence. It's been almost 20 minutes. What's taking Dirk so long? The appointed time has come. Our royal guard shall no storm in. Can't you wait just a little longer? No, we cannot. Every second we wait puts the hostage's life in even more danger. Therefore, we see no alternative but to order our guards to storm in. But that'll put Miss Faye's life in danger, too. I think she's in danger either way, man. Guards, storm the tomb and seize Minister Inga along with the insurgent Urga'id. Yes, Your Eminence! What? Dirk's under arrest, too? Well, that was always going to be the case. Naturally, that traitorous snake assassinated my predecessor, Queen Amara. Now go, seize them both. Rah! We're going in! Follow me, men! Follow for evidence! Udihara, Garan! I love these guards so much. I hope no one gets hurt. Your evidence! What the? Why are they running back out? What is the meaning of this? Something terrible has happened! Dirk! The minister! He's dead! What's this? What? Sorry, which one's dead? The minister, right? Apollo, quick! I'm right behind you! No one enters without our... Come, let us see what has transpired. Yes, Your Eminence! So as suspected, this was in large part a ploy to frame Dhurke for a murder here. May 18th, Khura'In Palace, Amara's tomb. Nice place. Not what I was expecting at all. Where's Dhurke? Apollo, over there! Oh man, he's got a knife in his hand and everything. Dhurke? Dhurke! What? What have you done?
Apollo?
Look! Oh, sorry, that was... Look! So it is Minister Inga who has fallen? Guards! Seize this murderous man at once! Yes, Your Eminence! Surrender now or perish, rebel scum!
No, wait! Ah!
Scuffle, scuffle, punch, punch, kick, kick. I mean, that certainly looked pretty bad. Everything I know about what we've been, all the Hitman we've been playing suggests that if you're standing over a corpse with a bloody knife, most people will consider that suspicious. Dhurke! Taking him away. Ow! Dhurke just threw something at me. Wait, this is the... Is he telling me to keep it safe? I'm surprised no one else noticed and tried to confiscate it. Nick? Is that you? Maya! Are you alright? Dhurke, he saved me. I feel exhausted. I can't keep my eyes open. Maya! Minister Inga, the man behind Miss Faye's abduction, had been killed. And Dhurke was arrested for his murder. So it was that the abduction of Maya Faye came to a sudden and unexpected resolution. With this, the curtain fell on the minister. But things were far from over. So had to defend Dhurke, no doubt. I certainly didn't expect that Inga would die, but I figured someone would be killed and it would be pinned on Dhurke. May 18th, Khura'In Palace, royal residence. Nothing else looks too off about the scene of that, though. Like, I didn't see anything. All I saw was the tomb and some suspended ropes and stuff. And a big banner. Apollo, what happened? I can't say for sure, but from what I can tell, it seems Dhurke has killed Minister Inga. What? You think he did it to save Miss Faye? Most likely, but who knows? I'm really confused right now. My father, he's... This cannot be! I must see this for myself!
Your benevolence! We cannot allow you to pass!
Fools! Stand aside!
Forgive us, but we have direct orders from Her Eminence, Queen Khura'In.
Father! Oh, Father! Dhurke! You will pay for this! Apollo, let's go regroup somewhere. Yeah. Hopefully temple. Dhurke, it wasn't really you that did it, right? Does seem pretty wildly out of character. The regime considers him a criminal, and because they think he killed the previous queen, but everything we know about him suggests otherwise. Well, maybe not everything, but a lot of things we know about him suggest otherwise. May 18th, temple. Are you okay, Apollo? Yeah. Ezra's speaking with the local police. So let's sit tight until he returns. Okay. I know you must be in a state of shock right now, but I need you to stay with us, Apollo. He's right. I can't go to pieces now. Thanks, Mr. Wright. I'll be fine.
May 18th, temple.
Again? Right, Mr. Justice. I'm afraid I have some bad news. It looks like things will only get more complicated from here. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what's happening with Dhurke? As I understand it, he has been officially charged with the murder of Minister Inga. He has? However, I did manage to get his permission to investigate the crime scene, and I expect we'll be allowed to visit Mrs. Salmati shortly. Thank you. I'm glad Prosecutor Edgeworth is here with us. Also, it just so happens that Detective Skye is here in Khura'In, so I've asked her to assist us with our investigation. What? What's she doing here? It seems Prosecutor Salmati has grown quite fond of her. He's been ferrying her around all over the place. A few days here, a few days there. They've almost become a team of sorts. Despite what Nayuta says, it seems he thinks highly of Emma's skills. So what now, Apollo? I think I'll go pay Dhurke a visit at the detention center. I want to go check in on Maya at the hospital. What about you, Athena?
Well, if there's footwork to be done, I'd better stick with Apollo and give him a hand. Very well. Then I will accompany Wright. Okay, we'll go our separate ways for now. Alright. If anything comes up, you have my cell number. Do you know your way around here, Apollo? It's been over 10 years since I left, but I'll try not to get us hopelessly lost.
Okay, wow! That was a lot. A lot of arcs are starting to be rounded. Rafe is having some ugly truths to confront. Dirk is finally confronting the rumor of his assassination with Queen Amara. I assumed it was Amara who was going to get, Queen Khura'In who was going to get got. And that it was going to be another situation where solving her murder solves the, proves that Dirk was innocent of the murder of Amara previously. But in fact, Inga's the one who's gone down. Curious. Although we didn't see his, well, maybe we saw his body, I'm not sure. Much to consider. But first, let's examine the temple.
Mr. Wright stayed there the entire time he was here, apparently. Why would he stay at a temple instead of a hotel? He says it helped to cut costs. Long stays at a hotel really add up, you know. But he had to sleep on the floor with a load of strangers. There weren't any showers either. Wow, that's worse than staying at a youth hostel for backpackers.
Is it? Oh no, sorry, yeah, worse, yeah. Yeah, hostels usually have showers.
This is said to be a sacred spring and a pathway for souls to follow. People of Khura'In believe the springs draw souls to the temple. And by the truth gained in the Hall of Justice beyond, they are memorialized.
Oh, wait, the Hall of Justice is right behind here? I don't know how I forgot that.
Seems that legal trials and funeral rites are inseparable in this country. There sure are a lot of temples around here. In fact, it looks like most of the buildings around here are related to Khura'inism.
You know, we've done a lot in this game so far. I think we just need to take a moment and remind ourselves that we're both attorneys and we can handle this.
I thought that attorney badges were the same around the world. But I just realized that this type is only used back home. You've had your badge for a while now and you're just noticing that? Hey, I'm still getting used to things after all the time I spent in Europe. But as they say, when in Rome... Wait, what are we even talking about anymore?
Yeah, and if you were used to things in Europe, then you would know that the badge was different there, right?
Yorb, it was a real surprise to find out that it's hollow on the inside, wasn't it? Yeah, and an even bigger surprise to find that the founder's face was hidden within. I mean, now that the orb's secret has been revealed, how are you supposed to restore it to its original state? Well, it was probably wax or something that melted to reveal the figure inside, so if we turn it upside down and heat it up again, it should go back to the way it was.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I get it. It's a clever little contraption.
I had wondered about that myself.
Have you ever met my father? I've been thinking about that photo. Your father was quite the manly man, Apollo.
I sense a compliment in there somewhere.
Huh? Where'd you get that idea? Oh, never mind. Never mind what? Nice weather we're having today. Ah, is there something you wanted to hear me say, Apollo? Look, just forget I said anything, okay?
Now kiss. Any ideas?
Queen Khura'In sure has a lot of personal attendants.
Yeah, the Grand Royal Guard, they're like her own private army.
They're like an elite fan club made out of carefully selected soldiers who adore her. That's how I see it anyway.
That's a pretty blunt way of putting it. But not far from the truth, I think.
Dirk-san Mari, the charismatic leader of the Defiant Dragons, arrested. This is gonna deal a major blow to the rebels.
Yeah, I can already see Dad's having a heart attack when he finds out.
Speaking of Dats, he was on the plane with us, but I haven't seen him since we landed.
Dirk said he wanted Dats to go home before he caused any more trouble.
Yeah, he strikes me as a troublemaker.
I just hope he doesn't do anything crazy like trying to break Dirk out of jail. That wouldn't look good for us, would it? Righty. So Amara's tomb we won't be allowed in, right? Oh, sure we are, never mind. Hi, look, of course we're allowed in here.
Apollo, I know you can't help but want to start investigating, but...
Well, I know, we should pay Dirk a visit over at the detention center. I'm just surprised and astonished and quite delighted we're allowed in here. But as I was saying before, nothing looks too out of place here so far. Bunch of candles still lit up. Chains holding up the tomb in the center, and there's the faceless painting there. Presumably the same thing will happen if I try and examine here, will it? No, it will not. Somebody got a little carried away decorating this place. There's a golden lion keeping watch at the entrance. That frog looks like it's cowering under the lion's glare.
Really? Because to me it looks like the frog is glaring at the lion. Come on, Athena, how does that make any sense? What? I just call him as I see him.
I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree. I mean, they can glare at each other, surely.
Vibrant lotus flowers floating on still waters. Butterflies dancing about. It's almost supernatural in its beauty. In the center of it all rises the tomb where Amara's soul slumbers. Makes you wonder if that bridge there is a gateway to the hereafter. Yeah, especially after both Dirk and Inga crossed that bridge earlier.
A joke, and it was a potted plant or something, unless that's someone's ashes scattered around here. Are these Inga's footprints? They appear to be heading toward the tomb.
Didn't Princess Rafa mention something about that? You know, something about him rushing over to the tomb before we arrived?
I wonder if he had accidentally dozed off before the exchange or something. Seems unlikely.
I just don't understand. They said it would take like 10 minutes to walk over to that tomb. It looks like 50 feet away. Previous Queen Amara was laid to rest in her own private tomb. Pretty impressive. They say it cost some $800 million to build and took 400 workers 5 years to complete. Special memorial rites were also conducted at various points of its construction. That's quite an undertaking. It was built with donations from our devoted subjects and royalty of neighboring countries. It ended up giving a huge boost to the national economy.
Wow, Queen Amara must have been one charismatic lady. Seems to be how they tell it.
Ooh, look at those flowers. They give the whole house such a cute vibe. I wonder if this is where Princess Rafa lives.
I doubt it. She doesn't look like the type to decorate with cute flowers. I mean, I may not know her well, but she seems awfully serious and snobby. I bet she uses nothing but roses and peonies. Stuffy old people flowers, you know? Hey, peonies are lovely! Apollo. I guess it's too much to ask that you not judge a book by its cover, huh? What's that supposed to mean? That is a pretty butterfly there. Ooh, look at the pretty butterfly. The Palace of Queen Khura'In is built to impress. Its white walls and gold ornamentation lend it an imposing air.
Makes Mr. Ingus residents look downright humble by comparison. Sorry, that's this, is it?
Yeah, it shows the difference in their tastes. And which one wears the pants, so to speak. I think they were both wearing pants, actually. I know what the expression means. This overturned urn has spilled water everywhere. Oh, that's what that is. It looks like ashes or dust to me. I guess it's just supposed to be like, this is muddy dirt here. Everything around it is soaking wet.
Don't look at me!
Rightly or wrongly, I'm guessing Athena's the type who gets blamed for a lot of things. And the more people accuse her, the more defensive she becomes. Even to the point of preemptively denying any wrongdoing.
I said it wasn't me!
I never said it was! Ha! I got an achievement for that. Always on the defensive for having examined the overturned blah blah blah, and the rest is cut off. Because we're playing windowed. But there you go. Seems that's all we're examinifying around here. Let's pop over to the detention center next time on Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice, because that is all the time we have for now. Things took a turn in the beginning of this case. Holy macaroni, Batman. Not at all the sort of angle I was expecting from this, but I foresee a thrilling case ahead. I mean, it looked pretty bad when we got in there and he fully had his hands on the bloody knife and everything. I mean, that looks very, very bad. He seemed kind of shaken up and confused when we talked to him, though, right? He was like, whoa, what happened? Almost makes me wonder if... And Maya was exhausted, like she had just been channeling someone or something. Almost makes me wonder if Inga already had her channel the Holy Mother, and the Holy Mother granted one of them spiritual power, and somehow that spiritual power allowed him to manipulate Dirk or something. But I'm far ahead of myself at the moment. So, that is all for now. Next video on the channel is going to be some more Celeste EX. Oh, we're starting the core. We're starting the core next time on Celeste, which is so exciting. I've been looking forward to it ever since I finished that game, because all I ever hear about is that it's difficult. and I will know true fear when I begin it, so... Ooh! I'm pretty pumped. And that's all for now, so thank you so very much for coming around. Hopefully I'll see you around. Admiral's gonna be out of here now. Peace! Alright, friend. Alright, friend. You're the one I really need to smack to see you've got a rift on. These ones will be a lot slower. I can see them slow because you're carrying something. There's nothing coming out of the ice here that can kill me, right? There's you, but you're not close enough that you'll kill me along this path, I don't think. I think it's just time to get the heck out of here.